I just want to say hi, good evening to everyone. My name is Samantha Merrill. I am a WAICU member and I am the Strive SAM facilitator for this virtual college exploration for all of our wonderful Wisconsin students. So thank you for taking your time out and joining us this evening. We have a really great presentation from some of our private universities and colleges, and so they're going to be giving you a great 45-minute presentation. If you do have questions, you're going to see that you have a Q&A button. Please use that to type in your questions. Your video's off, your microphone's off, so we won't be able to see or hear you. So that'll be your opportunity to ask questions. You can ask a question now. All of our presenters are going to be able to answer your questions at any time. There are a lot of really great, more sessions this week and next week. So please come back and join us and sign up at wacac.com. And this session will also be recorded. So if you do have questions or you missed something and you want to go back and watch it, or go back and watch any of your other sessions, you can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mute myself, and I'm going to have everyone take it off from there.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much again for joining us. My name is Katie Schumacher, and I am one of the assistant directors at Marquette University. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now so we can start the presentation. So hopefully you all can kind of see that. Again, my name is Katie. I am one of the many wonderful panelists that we have today on our presentation. We're so excited that you're here. And like Sam said, you guys can see us, we can't see you. So if you have questions or anything like that, you're more than welcome to put them in the chat. Each of us is going to be giving kind of like a 2 to 3 minute spiel on each of our schools. So if you have particular questions about that school, like feel free to type them in afterwards, and we'll try to get to them all as best we can. We also have our contact information at the very end. So if you don't get a question answered or you just want to follow up with one of us, just take a quick picture, and you can always send us an email. So to kind of start, we're going to do something a little bit different, and you might not have done this before, but we're going to use a tool called Mentimeter. So Mentimeter is essentially kind of like an online polling tool. So if you guys can take out your phone, or maybe it's another iPad or computer, and if you go to menti.com, so www.menti.com, and then it'll tell you to put in a code. The code for us is 665284. Or you can use the QR code. This is just going to kind of make it more interactive. We know that all of you have really been in that virtual session when it ended in the spring and now you're starting again. So instead of us just lecturing at you, you want you to be engaged. So the first question is, how many Super Bowls have the Packers won? You guys can see, you'll put in your name and like kind of who you want to be, and then you'll start kind of those polls. So again, 4, 3, we got 5 people that are entered. 3, not enough. Okay, going back and forth. Truth, very true. I agree with you. Got 9 people. And know that the code's going to be at the top of each thing. So if you're like, I missed the code, it's going to be at the top. So we're at 9. I'll give it a couple more seconds. No one put 2. That's good. Okay. It is 4, my friends. So we have 1 4. I guess the other correct answer could be not enough. On to the next question. Okay. A 20-pound piece of Sputnik 4 fell in what Wisconsin city in 1962? Green Bay, Oconomowoc, Manitowoc, or Bristol? I did not know this. This was so cool to learn this. So I'd be intrigued to see how many people get this question. We're in Wisconsin. We got to have a little Wisconsin knowledge here. All right, 6 people. Okay, got 1 with Oconomowoc. 8 people, Green Bay. Okay. Give it a couple more seconds. All right, correct answer. Nice, guys. Manitowoc. Did not know that. Very cool. All right, next question is, where is your favorite place to get frozen custard? You gotta ask it. It is a preference. There's no right answer. You just type in your favorite place. The one that is answered most frequently gets larger. Culver's, Caps, Zesties, okay. I live right by CAPS, so it's kind of dangerous. Okay, waiting for some last couple answers. This is a tough one. Probably the toughest question we'll answer today. Okay, Culver's, CAPS, no places near me. Oh, so sad. Come to us and we'll find that custard place for you. Awesome. Well, that was just kind of a fun activity. We wanted to kind of engage you guys in some Wisconsin knowledge, always important. And with it, I'm just going to transition it over to just talk a little bit about kind of Wisconsin and our private colleges and what all of that entails. So I'm going to hand it over to Carrie, and I'll let Carrie introduce herself and take it away.
Great. Thanks so much, Katie. Hi, everyone. My name is Carrie Stahl. I am Director of Outreach for the Wisconsin Association of Independent Colleges and Universities, so all the private colleges in Wisconsin. I'll give a brief overview before we dive into more specifics about our individual colleges that are here on the panel. So we have 23 total private nonprofit colleges in Wisconsin, and those encompass about 52,000 students. And as you saw on that first slide, our colleges are spread all throughout the state, so really a variety of locations from urban to suburban to rural. And I really encourage you throughout the presentation, throughout your whole college search, to really think about how you learn best, what's going to be the best fit for you. And one thing I really want to highlight for our institutions is that overall they are smaller in size. And that really leaves a much more personalized approach for you. So from everything from working with admission staff to meeting with an academic advisor once you're on campus to meeting with career services as you're actually, planning out internships and your career, that's really a great benefit. Collectively, we have over 470 different academic programs, so a lot of options and variety. Most of these are direct admits. Average class size is just 16 students, so very small classes, high emphasis on interactive hands-on learning. And most of our classes are taught by professors with terminal degrees in their fields who really value that relationship with their students and, again, being able to help them beyond the classroom, connect them with internships, help them get connected to their career beyond college. Also, I just want to point out a few other things. Our institutions really pride themselves on being accessible to all students. So we have 26% of our enrolled students are underrepresented minorities, and 32% of our students are considered low income or Pell Grant eligible. And these are higher percentages than institutions, the public institutions in Wisconsin. Another benefit to attending one of Wisconsin's private colleges is our really high four-year graduation rate, which is 63% higher than at public four-year institutions in Wisconsin. All right, next slide. So I also want to speak a little bit about cost, which of course I'm sure you're wondering about. So I'm proud to let you know that our institutions do a phenomenal job of putting together great financial aid packages for students. So 97% of our students receive financial aid. This includes grants, scholarships, work study, loans, but 75%, 3/4 of that on average, is made up of grants and scholarships. So money that doesn't have to be paid back, which is wonderful. As you can see on this slide, this is a breakdown of the average tuition cost among our colleges. So looking at that average cost of tuition, this is for a year of tuition, not including room and board, and then the average first year financial aid package, which does stay very similar in future years. And so this puts that average out-of-pocket cost at just over $5,000. And of course, this is an average, so some people are going to fall above that and some people are going to fall below that. But we really just want to highlight the affordability piece. This average out-of-pocket cost has stayed at or below $5,500 for the past 8 years. So really there's a strong commitment. And certainly our admissions and financial aid staff are really always available to talk with you about their specific institution and what that would look like for you attending there. All right, next slide. And then I also want to highlight our website, wisconsinsprivatecolleges.org. There's a lot of really good information online. So we have a guide that you can access online, and it has a lot of very specific information. It has profiles for each of our institutions, contact information for financial aid, for admissions. It has information about what programs they offer. We also have in the guide, as well as a different tool online, a majors and minors search, where you can look up a major, a minor, maybe a sport you're interested in playing, and see which Wisconsin private colleges would meet that criteria. There's also scholarship information available online, so you can actually see all the different websites for each of our institutions that would highlight the different scholarships that they specifically offer, both merit and need-based. You can also use our website to schedule visit opportunities with our institutions, and again, just really learning more about them, doing that online research. We also have student and parent checklists that have different things on them to really consider throughout the process, what you can do before having an in-person or a virtual visit, questions that you might want to ask of admissions, of faculty, or of current students that we hope will help you throughout the process. And then also we do have COVID-19 updates. So this information is under our student resources page, and it does include a link to each individual campus's latest updates. And I also just want to share that our institutions certainly are mindful of the impact of the current situation on prospective students, and they're really happy to work with you on any additional flexibility that they can offer throughout the application process. So that's really some highlights about Wisconsin's private colleges. They're really wonderful, unique, personalized education experiences. And with that, I'm happy to hand it off to Sam, who's going to tell you more about Lakeland.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sam. I'm the Vice President for Enrollment Management at Lakeland University, and it's a pleasure to get to speak with you all today. Lakeland is located near Sheboygan, Wisconsin, so halfway between Green Bay and Milwaukee. We're in a rural setting, but we're only a few minutes from downtown Sheboygan, and the city is about 50,000 people. We have a nice, larger surrounding community around that as well, and we're only a few minutes away from the lakeshore of Lake Michigan. So we're in a really nice area. We've got, we're a Division III athletic school. We're a small school. We're only about 700 students, but we have a lot going on. In the past few years, we've developed a really robust cooperative education style of education at Lakeland. And what that means is that 90% of our freshmen in this incoming class, they just moved in yesterday actually, are a part of what we call co-op or cooperative education. It's not a new idea. Schools have been doing this for a long time. But what makes Lakeland unique is that it doesn't matter what your major is, you can be a co-op student. And so after 4 years of being a co-op student, you're going to leave Lakeland in 4 years, which is not always the case for co-op schools. Sometimes they're more of a 5-year experience. But co-op at Lakeland means no matter what your major, business, education, biology, criminal justice, sports management, psychology, exercise science, whatever it is, you're going to be working about 25% of your college degree, or in other words, 1 year out of your 4 years at Lakeland is going to be in professional work experiences that not only build your resume before you leave, but also helps you pay for school. And so that's the big thing with co-op is we want to make Lakeland even more affordable because we're providing our students with professional work experiences that help them, well, verify what they want to go into. You want to get some experience in some of the fields that are close to what you want to be doing in the future to make sure you want to keep on doing those in the future. And B, we want you to make sure that you're leaving here with a good grasp of all those things that you learn outside of the classroom, and making sure that you're also taking everything that you're learning outside the classroom back in. We see this cycle of experiential learning really taking hold here at Lakeland, and it's been a great transition. We're in year 5 now, and we've already had students that have graduated here without any tuition debt because of the co-op model. So it's exciting. Hope to have you guys come to campus. We're doing individual visits, and we're doing some virtual visits like this in the future. My contact information is at the end, but come to lakeland.edu and learn some more. Looking forward to answering your questions in the chat.
Hi, everybody. My name is Brendan Nabosny, and I'm one of our assistant directors of admissions at Lawrence University. I'm just going to tell you some quick things about Lawrence. We are located in Appleton, Wisconsin, so smack dab in the middle between Oshkosh and Green Bay, right at the top of Lake Winnebago. We were founded in 1847, so the same year that the city of Appleton was founded, which is always really cool that that Lawrence grew up with the city of Appleton. We've really grown together, and we are located in downtown Appleton as well. We're a strictly undergraduate only university, and the reason why we can call ourselves a university is because we have 2 degree-giving bodies. So we have the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, which gives out the Bachelor of Arts, and then we have the Conservatory of Music, which gives out our Bachelor of Music as well as our Bachelor of Musical Arts degree. So there are 2 degree offerings within the conservatory. The conservatory is an open conservatory, however, so a student who is interested in pursuing music on the side, does not want to commit to being a music major, can still take classes within the conservatory, as well as take lessons, join ensembles, anything like that. So 25% of our students are pursuing a music major of some kind, but 50% of our total campus population is involved with music in some way. So music is a very prominent part of our campus, as well as the city of Appleton. There's a strong music, theater, and arts presence in Appleton. 75% of our students are receiving a degree through the college, though, with the STEM fields being the most popular option. So biology, chemistry, biochemistry, physics, neuroscience. And the reason being is because our students have hands-on opportunities as early as their freshman year, starting with student-to-student research and then expanding to student and faculty research starting their sophomore year. Being an undergraduate-only university, that means all faculty teaches their own classes. So our students really do develop strong relationships with our professors. It's an 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio, with the average class size being about 13 to 15 students. The reason why students can create such strong relationships too is because we are on a term schedule instead of a semester schedule. So we go for 3 10-week terms instead of 2 14-week semesters, and our students are only taking 3 classes per term. So it gives them opportunities to do a lot of things outside of the classroom as well. In addition to academics, we also are Division III, we also offer Division III varsity athletics, so 22 sports teams, excuse me for a second, with women's hockey was just added this year. What else can I say? Your application to the university automatically doubles as your application for merit scholarship as well. So we offer strong merit scholarship, and on top of that, need-based financial aid as well. So any sort of grants or loans we can offer you on top of that merit scholarship. Another thing of note is that we do have a second campus as well, located in North County. That is it's our retreat center, basically. It's called Bjorklund Inn. It's an 100-person lodge up in Door County, right off Lake Michigan. And during the academic year, it's only for students to go visit. So right before finals, students will go up there to kind of hang out, relax, decompress before the stress of finals. Ensembles will go up there to do ensemble work. Classes will go up there to do research. And it's a really special place for our students to get to experience. And all students do get to experience Bjorklund Inn. I hope you learned a little bit about Lawrence. I look forward to answering your questions in the chat, but feel free to come visit us on campus as well. We're currently doing on-campus tours, virtual tours, as well as all of the admissions counselors are meeting with students online. So feel free to go to lawrence.edu and sign up for a chat with your admissions counselor. And I'll pass it to Katie now.
All right, everyone. So just a little bit about Marquette. Well, first and foremost, what makes us a private institution is that we are one of the 27 Jesuit universities across the country. How I like to define Jesuit education is really focused on hands-on experience. So the Jesuits are an order of Catholic priests, and they founded the 27 Jesuit universities that we know today, us being one, Loyola Chicago, Creighton, Boston College, and all the Jesuits' formation and kind of the education they set up was really built on that liberal arts, well-rounded education. So you'll take classes in a variety of different areas, really with a lens of creating a critical mindset. There is a phrase that we say in Jesuit education that they don't teach you what to think, they teach you how to think. And I think for a lot of our schools within the private system, that's really important. It's very mission driven. Being with that hands-on learning experience, service is a big thing. So about 80% of our students engage in some form of service while they're at Marquette. It is not required. It is just something that our students do. And I really think that speaks to the fabric of the kind of students that come to Marquette. We are a medium-sized school, as you can kind of see on the slide. So we have about a little over 8,000 undergrad, 4,000 grad. And so like kind of Carrie said, you're going to find a lot of our schools really kind of in that medium size, which allows us to do a lot of different things, whether it's those smaller class sizes, whether it's having an advisor that you meet with at least once a semester. And so those opportunities really allow you to kind of be engaged in that academic experience and not feel like you're just a number. And I think that's really important to think about in terms of that academic fit, is how do you learn best? What do you need? And if you're looking at a lot of our private institutions, we really kind of focus on that small learning environment. Unique to Marquette a little bit is that we are direct entry across all of our 7 academic colleges. So when you apply to Marquette, you apply directly to one of them. So if you're interested in business, you apply directly to the College of Business. If you're interested in health sciences or engineering, you apply directly to that college. Once you're in, you're in. You don't have to worry about reapplying or anything like that. And you start in your class right away as a freshman. And even if you're not really sure, that's okay. You can apply to any of our colleges undecided. You don't formally have to declare your major until you're a sophomore. And if you completely have no idea what you want to do, that is okay as well. Like I mentioned before, because of our smaller sizes, we have those academic advisors that you can meet with. Most of our students who are undecided might have a major that likely resides in their College of Arts and Sciences, just because that's the largest college. So we sometimes find that our multi-interested students or undecided students are there. And again, you'll be able to work with your advisors and professors in order to find that fit. And also, I think it's really important, like Carrie mentioned, just to talk a little bit about scholarships. I think sometimes students can get a little bit scared of private. Private can sometimes be coded language for expensive and all those different things. So just unpacking that and saying that because we are a private institution, we can offer a little bit more than a state school. And that's not good or bad. It's just something to kind of keep in mind. So just by applying to Marquette, you're automatically reviewed for a scholarship. And then once you're admitted, there's kind of 3 different ways you can get scholarships. Once you're admitted, we have an additional kind of scholarship application you can fill out, so you can receive scholarships from there. You can also, of course, encourage you to apply for the FAFSA. That's for all of our schools, and you can get grants and loans from that. And if you file the FAFSA, that means then you're also eligible for Marquette institutional need-based aid. So there's kind of 3 different levels to that. But 95% of our students receive some form of aid, whether that's need-based aid or merit-based scholarships. So just kind of be aware of that. And at Marquette, we're a free application. We're both on the Common App and we have our own. Many of us are free. And I think when I say that's important, because there's no skin in the game. See what's out there, see what kind of scholarships you get. And then when you have that full financial picture, then kind of make that decision. I always kind of caution, don't not apply to a school because of the cost, especially when the application's free, because you never know what kind of scholarships you'll get, and that might bring you back down to what you might be paying at a state school. So please feel free to utilize all of our websites, connect with WAICU's website to really kind of help, and know that regardless of the institution, public or private, all of us have what's called a net price calculator, and that allows you to kind of gauge how much kind of aid you can receive. And that can be really helpful to kind of figure out where that financial fit will be for you. So yeah, that's a little bit about Marquette. Again, if you have questions, please feel free to type them in the Q&A and we can kind of answer. We can also answer at the very end as well. So if you're kind of a processor like I am, don't worry, we can kind of get to those questions at the end. I'm just going to hand it over to Catherine.
I lost my mute button. Sorry, guys. Hi, thanks, Katie. I'm Catherine Hankamp. I'm one of the regional counselors as well as an alum of St. Norbert College. St. Norbert's actually located in De Pere, Wisconsin. We're on the banks of the Fox River. So we're a suburb of Green Bay, which is really great for our students. It's the best of both worlds. You're within walking distance of restaurants, movie theaters, Saruji's chocolate, if you like that. We didn't ask what chocolate's your favorite, but Saruji's handmade chocolate's delicious, so we can walk there from campus. So there's a lot to do within walking distance of campus, but you also have the benefits of the 3rd largest city in Wisconsin, about 5 minutes from our campus. So our students have access to great things to do on the weekends, but also when it comes time for internships. Almost every internship our student does is a paid internship, and that's all that works through our career and professional development office or through the relationships that our students are developing with their faculty members during advising appointments or just when they have them in class. So there's a lot to do in the area, and if you're a Packers fan, I'm pretty sure you've probably been up to the area. Lambeau is about 5 to 10 minutes from our campus. So next time you go up, not this season, but definitely get up to our campus to see that. We have about 2,100 students that call our campus home. They are 98% residential, so it makes us a very traditional college campus in that setting and really fits into our Norbertine heritage. The Norbertines talk a lot about the idea of communio and radical hospitality, which I always say you have to really experience to know what I'm talking about but with communio, it's this idea and this deep sense of community that our campus really has. And it really resonates through our campus community, our students living on campus all 4 years, being active participants through their education, but also, on the weekends, being involved in the 100+ clubs and organizations that there are to be involved in. So we really truly live the Norbertine spirit with developing you as an individual and really allowing you to learn from that liberal arts experience as well. Our campus too, our students love the renovations we've done. We've actually completed over $150 million in renovations to campus over the past 12 years, all from private donations. So that's one of the benefits to our students too. One of our biggest renovations was to our science facility. The Gail Mulva Science Center was $45 million, and we partnered with the Medical College of Wisconsin. So we actually are the only small liberal arts college in the country with a medical school right on campus. So sciences are a really big program for us, but you also find out some of our other majors, education, business, tend to be some of our more popular too. Some of the other renovations we've done to campus, our indoor athletic facility, that actually now added a pool to campus. So of our 23 Division III sports, we added men's and women's swimming and diving was one of our more recent, as well as men's volleyball. So there's some things that go on there, but that has 2 new weight rooms, a pool on campus, and it's a health fitness center. So our students can not only work out and live a healthy lifestyle, but if you aren't feeling well, you can go see one of our nurses on campus, one of our nurse practitioners or doctors, or if you want to talk to someone, because let's be honest, a lot has been going on in the world. Maybe mentally we need to talk to someone and have some guidance. We do have professionals counselors to speak to our students on campus too. So students really get to utilize all these wonderful new facilities, and also our cafeteria, which, sorry guys, ranked #1 in Wisconsin for best food. It actually is really good. And then 9 in the nation for that. So being well fed, I always think, is really important on campus. So you can get that right on campus, but also walking distance, a lot to do for yourself too. We definitely guarantee a 4-year graduation for our students. Much like our private schools, we do a lot to make sure that you are going to be done in 4 years. A lot of that stems from those advising appointments. Every student, every semester is required to meet with an academic advisor. So they help guide you through your 4-year plan, making sure you're staying on track for that next step, whether it be graduate school, medical school, or going into the workforce. They want to make sure that you're prepared for that and helping you get to that point. So it's making sure you're picking the right courses, that you're staying on track, but also if you're wanting to go study abroad, when we're allowed to travel out of the country again, our students are able to do that. Over 30% of our students find an opportunity to go abroad for a full year, or even take advantage of global seminars. So that's something that we definitely encourage our students to do as well. So there's a lot of opportunities for our students to have hands-on experience inside and outside of the classroom. Research is another big area for our students. That first semester of their freshman year, you can actually be part of the research forums and work with your faculty to do research during your 4 years, starting that freshman year to apply. And some grants available for that too. We have a STEM grant that our students can get into. There's definitely a lot more I'd love to tell you about St. Norbert, but we're limited on our time here. So our presentation, our individual one, is September 1st at 6 p.m. So if you're interested, you can log into that. And we also are open for individual visits. Schedule those ahead of time. We're definitely going by the COVID guidelines and everything with that. So we'd love to have you up to campus to check it out and see if it's a good fit for you. And I will pass it back to Katie to wrap everything up for us.
Awesome. Thanks, Catherine. And Catherine, we did have a question in the chat, and I'll let you answer that. So just kind of wrapping things up a little bit, we just kind of did want to let you all know we're one of many private institutions in Wisconsin, and this is kind of a quick graphic of all of those different schools. And so feel free, if you see them, to kind of check them out. Like Catherine said, each of us will have kind of our own almost like info session that we'll be hosting these next 2 weeks. So if you're like, ooh, I want to learn more about Marquette, Lawrence, Lakeland, just feel free to look for those. We'd love for you to attend. That will just go much more in depth about our individual application processes and things like that. But again, feel free to look for these different kind of names and logos. And again, all of this can be found through WAICU's main page as well. So you can kind of take a look at that. And then also, I want to kind of give, like I mentioned before, all of our contact information. So if you do have more questions, just individually, please know that all of us are accessible by email. As we all mentioned, we are also hosting a variety of virtual options for students. If you go to our main page, you'll be able to kind of see those different options, whether or not we're hosting in-person visits and things like that. And then like Carrie said, if it's there's a lot to look at. There's just one place at the WAICU website where you can kind of go see what each school is doing as it relates to COVID and things like that. But before I officially kind of wrap up, I just wanted to kind of then open it back up to you all to see if you had any questions. I know we had one in there that was kind of referencing Catherine. I'm just going to take kind of a couple minutes just to see if you guys want to type in some questions and we can kind of answer those for you. So we'll just hold for a couple minutes and see if there's any questions.
I will add really quick, Lawrence's presentation is at 7 o'clock tonight, Central Time, if anybody wants to jump on that.
Nice. Okay, so just a couple minutes and then we'll kind of close if there's no questions. Do you see that one, Catherine? Is Lawrence also located in Wisconsin?
I got it. Yes, we are in Wisconsin.
Oh, Catherine. I don't know why I said Catherine.
You're fine. We're so close.
I was looking at Catherine. Yeah, they are neighbors.
We're located in Appleton, Wisconsin, so 20 minutes south of Green Bay and 20 minutes north of Oshkosh, right on the Fox River as well. If you just kayak up the Fox River, you'll hit St. Norbert.
Yes. So all of us are located in Wisconsin, pretty relatively close. I mean, Marquette's in Milwaukee, so we're kind of right at that starting point, and then you kind of just go upwards and you're going to hit all of us. Great question. Other questions?
I'll just mention, so every summer we do have something called Wisconsin Private College Week. So for any of you students, for next summer, we've already had it for this summer, which really focused on virtual events. But for next summer, we're hoping that'll, be a return to in-person events. So that's a fun time if you and maybe some of your family members want to take like a road trip and visit some of the colleges in the summertime. That's a great time to visit several at once. Next summer, it's a ways off, but it'll be July 12th through July 17th. So you can keep that in mind if you want to go ahead and maybe plan a little family vacation around it.
You can hit all of us on the way up to Door County, basically.
Woo-hoo. Any other questions? Gonna let it be for a couple seconds here. All right, so the question is, what if we signed up for a session later in the evening, but won't be able to attend the time stated because of circumstances? Totally okay. So all these sessions are being recorded, so you can kind of head back in and just listen to them at a later time. So totally get that. Don't worry about it. And also know that many of our institutions, especially if it's a general info session, are offering them daily virtually. So you could just kind of go to the website, but all of them are going to be recorded. So no need to worry about that, but great question. Other questions? I'm getting better with the awkward silence. It's kind of the reality of virtual, right? Okay, it looks like there's not anything. So I'm going to hand it back over to Sam, who's kind of our Strive Scan facilitator, so that she can kind of end it with one of her slides. So Sam, I'll toss it to you.
Okay, you guys rocked it. So thank you so much for joining us. I know there was a question about other sessions. If you see that website down there, that's www.wacac.com. In a couple days, all of these sessions from today, tomorrow, the next 2 weeks, everything's being recorded. So if you signed up for a session, you can't make it, something comes up, that is all right. Life happens. So feel free to go back and watch those recordings at your leisure. After you close out of here, you're going to, a little box is going to pop up like magic, and it's going to have a 4-question survey on that. So please feel free, answer that for us. And we hope to see you later on this week. Again, thank you so much for taking time out this evening on a beautiful day, and we hope to see you all soon. And I'm going to go ahead and end everything up. Everyone have a wonderful night. Bye.